Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome back to Quintech Retro. Well, thank you for coming along on another one of my journeys. This journey started out, I thought it was going to be a totally different video, which will probably be my next video. I was going to work on my Atari SIO to USB cable. I was going to solder it and shrink wrap it, but then I had just received this item in the mail, which, let me go grab it. Well, the item itself I'm actually using currently, but it is I call it the Yuzua in my video, but I think it's the U0200A. Maybe the font, it's hard to tell. I don't know if that's a Z or a 2. It could be the Yozua or the Y0200A phone mount, which I had to replace my phone mount because for my tripod that I'm using currently, because the original phone mount, this little number, it'll grip your phone. It's got spring action. It grabs your phone. I don't have one to demonstrate right now, but you get the picture. This would mount. Oh, this phone mount, I mean, it was very compact. It folded down. It seemed very efficient, but I kept having problems because of this hinge. These little nubs are what hold it in the hinge. And every time I put my phone in it, the past few videos, past couple months, I've had this, I don't know, for a while, but the little nubs wore down, and every time I put my phone in this thing, it would just snap off like that. So I got a replacement. So it is the and then when I turn, it's funny. I thought it said Uzoa, but then I turned it upside down. I was reading it wrong. It's called the Uzon. The Uzon. How funny is that? Like, I was reading it upside down and it looked, that Y looked like an A. But it's actually the Uzon phone stand. And that's basically what this video is about. I got a replacement for my phone attachment for my tripod, and it's sort of a review. And so far, this is my first video using it, but I'm quite satisfied with it. So if you go out there on Amazon and try to find a $10 to $12 phone mount for your tripod, I recommend this one. It's very good. It doesn't have spring action. It actually has a screw. It screws down and clamps really hard and tight. So your phone ain't going nowhere. It ain't gonna fly off like this piece of junk. Now, as far as my tripod is concerned, again, this was like the cheapest one I could find. It was like $20. I got it a while back, and it's very lightweight. I could see if someone stepped on it or if if it fell down, it's very thin metal, so it could be destroyed quite easily. But it still works, and that's what I'm using right now. And I guess that's about all I'm talking about here. And without further ado, let's move along with my latest video. Alright. You take care. This is my tripod, my cheap $20 tripod I bought from Amazon. And this is what it looks like. And look at this. This cheap, usually most tripods where there's a hinge, there's a metal rod that goes through here. Well, this one decided to use these little plastic nubs. Well, I've had this for a few months, and those nubs have worn out. So let me show you what happens. Kind of hard to do because this is my only tripod. If I had a second tripod, I could show you in real time. But this is going to have to be sort of, I don't know, retro, and that's the name, part of my name of my channel, Quintech Retro. It's going to have to be sort of retrofitted video. So this is with it mounted. This is an older, wow, you can see my shirt kind of reflected right here on the screen. Anyway, so this is what it looks like mounted, and as you can see, this particular cell phone is a little beat up. It's got some scratches, cracks there. You know, my hotel, we find stuff a lot. People leave stuff behind, and this was left behind for like a couple of months. Usually we don't give them 30 days. I think this was there for almost 3 months, and then I was like, well, no one ever came to claim it, so I'm claiming it. And look, you can see the reflection of my Star Wars shirt. I wasn't expecting that. That's kind of interesting. But this is what I'm really talking about. This little cell phone mount. I had to really carefully, like, you have to hold the bottom as you place it in here and put it on the top. I'll show you what happens if you put it in willy-nilly. Oh, it just falls off. Actually, if I try to do this one-handed, let me show you. This just has these little nubs. It has a nub here, has a nub here, and a nub here, and they're supposed to fit down into these little channels. So let's stick them down, if I can get it to fit. One-handed. Okay, oh, it's not quite in on that side. There, no. Okay. So, it folds up and down, right? So, let's grab this camera. If you're not using two hands, if you're not using one hand to hold, if you're not using at least one finger to hold this part down as you insert the other piece, I'll show you what happens. You try to slide it in and pull it up. Oh, so now it works. Now it's going to work. Oops. But the problem is, I was right over that button. Don't do that, because that's going to reset your system like I did last time. So let me just put it in here. Oh, now it's working perfectly. Really? Come on. Let me just try to force it in there. Oh, now you're going to hold on like a Titan's arm? Of course. Oh, now everything's hunky-dory. I don't need to do any changes. I could have just stuck with this and not paid. Well, I didn't pay. Actually, I got a $20 gift card from my sister and my brother-in-law, my younger sister and brother-in-law, and this is what I used it for. Well, not this, but what I'm about to show. So I tried to show what usually happens when I try to put this thing in here. It usually just... Wow. Seriously? It's just holding on there now. It's like, please don't throw me away. Please, please don't throw me away. But I don't trust you because I've had too many problems with you. And yes, I am talking to an inanimate object. This cell phone grip little tripod attachment. Because I've been having so many problems with it recently. Maybe I just popped it in the correct way this time, one-handed, with my other hand on this camera. Well, I don't know what to do next, because it's not doing what I expected it to do. It's working flawlessly. Let's try one more time. Still. Well, maybe this thing is still viable. For a minute, but okay. Anyway, I promise you, this thing popped off on me like many a time, and it became quite annoying every time I would try to set up a video. This top part of this clamp would just fly off, and my phone would fall on the floor. Luckily, it's carpeted floor, so I don't have to worry that much about damage, but so I used my gift card, at least part of it. I still have a little bit left on it. I think it was like $10 or $12, so I still have about half or a little bit less of it to use towards something else. But what I bought was this, the phone stand. And it does 360-degree rotation. And let's see. I mean, I already opened it, so this isn't a true unboxing, but I am unboxing it here on the screen. It came in the mail, and I was at work, because I have all my stuff shipped to work. And I don't bring my cameras with me to work. I mean, I guess I do bring this cell phone to work, because this is my normal cell phone I'm using to record this. However, I may have to find a slightly different way to do this. Oh, there we go. So it came in this box. It's empty now. The phone stand. And what it comes with is, comes with a little remote, which even the battery is not even inserted, which is actually pretty cool, because your battery is not going to leak all up inside of it. This is so you can, like, once you set up your phone stand, you can decide just by remote whether you're recording or aren't. And then here's the stand. And it's much more rugged than the one I used to own. It's still, well, it's hard to do with one hand, but it still grips, it'll grip your phone. Burp. And you can rotate it. To do, okay, I'm going to try to demonstrate here now. I think it was because this old cracked phone, which I'm recording with currently, does not have this thick phone case on it. So whenever I put this one in here with the thick phone case, let me see. I'll try to do this one-handed. Actually, I have to use my toes to grip the bottom of the tripod. If I can get this to go in right. I'll grip the bottom of the tripod with my toe like that. And here we go. Oh, when I do it one-handed, what is this? What was I doing? What the hell was I doing two-handed that made it fucking fly off every time? Now it works flawlessly again, even with the bigger grip. This is some BS. Seriously? I don't know what's going on here. I swear I had to replace this, but now it seems to be working flawlessly, which makes no sense, but that's what's happening. However, I did buy this new one, so I'm going to be recording this with this so I can use both hands to actually show up how it works. Okay? So I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Okay, just a second ago, when I tried to touch this to like, oh look, oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it keeps doing. It keeps doing that. And I can't be having that, so I got one of these. So I'm going to show you here in just 1 second. So this is my phone stand. So this is it. This is the device. It comes like this in the box, which is the proper way. You would mount this into your tripod like that, and then you can, you gotta actually screw it out, and then like manually screw it down to grip it really good. So that's much better than what I had. What I had before was just spring action. This doesn't have spring action. And then you can turn it sideways to do landscape, portrait mode. Turn it sideways, do portrait mode. Then actually this phone that I'm using has this kind of neat function that you can have the phone in portrait mode, but it records. You have the phone in, portrait mode, but it still records in landscape mode. So anyway, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a much better phone mount for my recordings in the future. So that's what that is. And that was about $10 or $12. I don't remember the exact price. I could look it up, but I don't do a lot of research in my videos. I just kind of wing it. So that's what's going on with this. So let me move on with the next part of my video. And in the next part of my video, I'm going to be using this new improved phone mount in this orientation, because I like to see in landscape mode when I'm shooting in landscape mode. And this is how I will do it, like so. Let me just demonstrate. You slide your phone in. Oops, going the wrong way because I'm using my other hand. You just slide your phone in, like so. I hope this screw is long enough. You slide your phone in like so, and then screw it, and then tighten it down. So this would be a lot more stable, much more grippy. It's way better than my actual cheap tripod, but that's how it's going to work. But I'm not going to be using this phone. I'm going to be using this phone, which I believe has a little bit better camera. So I'll be right back with that. So I actually think this is going to be a much different video, because it's turned into this product review of this Uzune phone stand, model number PA103, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. It seems it's a way better construction than what I'm currently using, because my phone will like just flip off the stand at any moment. It didn't do that when I first bought it, but it's worn out because of those plastic nubs. Better stands, even like this with the spring loaded, would have like a metal rod. Instead of those two plastic nubs, it would have a metal rod that slid through that held that hinge in place. And this does not. It just pops off willy nilly when I'm not expecting it. But this is a much better construction. You got to screw it down to hold it in place, and well, that's what I got. So I guess I'll just make this a little short video, more of a review video. Here's the remote that came with it. The battery not installed, so that you don't wear down the battery or risk any leakage inside of here. And there's the box, and here's the actual device, and there's my phone that I normally use to record all my videos, at least since I've gotten this phone. I used to have an old crappier LG phone that had much worse video resolution. This one has much better video resolution, and I don't even think I'm using the top video resolution this can do, because it makes the file so large. It fills up my SD card so fast that I gotta copy stuff over all the time. But maybe I should start doing that. But it's also going to fill up my hard drive. I can't afford to buy a new hard drive at the moment. I do have 2 external hard drives, and I periodically move stuff over. But one is one that I bought for really cheap off my downstairs neighbor that I was borrowing my vintage systems from, and it's a USB 2.0. I have a newer one that I bought that's USB 3.0, and the easiest way to explain that is USB 2.0 has much slower transfer speeds than a 3.0. 2.0, like, if you want to copy a bunch of large video files, you just got to set it and forget it and go do something else for at least like 4 or 5 hours. But if you have the 3.0, well, you got to set it and forget it and only go away for like maybe 2 hours. So it's much faster. I mean, that's if you're trying to copy a whole lot of very large files, but that's just an example. Anyway, I thank you again for coming along to Quintek Retro. I think this can, well, no, it doesn't, but that's a whole, yeah. I can't do like this, but this isn't the tripod. The tripod does the tilting, but this can do, it does the nice grip of the phone, and you can tilt it to portrait or landscape, and I guess that's about all it can do. But it's a much higher quality item than what my tripod originally came with, and it's probably going to make my tripod top heavy, because my tripod is so cheap and lightweight. It's probably going to make my tripod fall over all the time. But anyway, like I say, thanks for coming along on Quintek Retro. Oops. And I appreciate you, and thanks for coming along. And this is what I'm working with, and this is how I do my videos. This is what I normally record my videos with. I'm using this other phone that I showed earlier in the video that somebody left behind at the hotel I work at, and for like 3 months, and I guess they don't care about it. And so now I own it. The screen is cracked, but the camera still works just fine, it seems like. So, thanks again for coming along. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. I appreciate you, I always do. And you have you have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.